Hey everybody, Josh down here at Advantage One RV today with a very nice little and very well kept little 215 Apex. It's barely over 4,200 pounds. That's what's really cool about these. They were made to be small, light, easy towing and going. I think this would make an awesome camper, not just for couples, but maybe just a solo person running around having a good time on their own. It's narrow body. That's one of the other really cool things about this. This is a 7.5 foot wide body, which is very rare to find on a tandem axle. Couple that up with some Azdel with an all aluminum skeleton, and you've got a very lightweight, solid little camper that you can run around with. The previous owner did a couple small upgrades on this, nothing really invasive. It's got a very nice camp kitchen on it, which I think is really beneficial because a little camper like this, you don't want to get cabin fever on, and it lets you kind of use your outside space to supplement the smaller inside space. It's a great little design. Quick little housekeeping note. You see this thing right over here? This is a saddle for an Anderson load leveling anti-sway hitch. This is going to be removed before you come see the trailer. Previous owners dropped this off. We're getting that pulled off for them. They didn't have the tools to do it, so we're gonna just help them out with that. They are upgrading to something larger, but they are keeping their hitch. But as long as we're down here, you get to see that they actually added a handy little battery disconnect to this thing, which is one of the reasons the batteries have probably stayed so healthy. Now this is a smaller camper. It's a smaller space, but it's got like a lighter fabric palette. The wood tones are warm, but they're on the lighter side of brown. They're a little more airy. They're not super dark and oppressive, but they put some big stuff in it where they could, like this slide out. So we're gonna see all the storage on this in a minute, but if you look at it, it looks like a big U-dinette, but that table goes all the way against that rear bench, right? Well, if we get down here, you might notice the mount positions on that table are asymmetrical. That table is reversible. So if you want to, that rear bench is actually removable. We could convert this into just a 2-bench dinette. Or we could convert this into a U-dinette, a big one. Or we could convert it into a sleeper, a big one. We're 6.5 foot tall in here. We're 7.5 foot wide, which is one of the real key qualities on this RV I'm going to mention several different times. Now, I noticed a few things, like I see where they upgraded to a digital thermostat for the furnace over there. The air conditioner's controlled just straight up top. It's just a direct dump AC system. Sealed edge countertops in here, which is very common in the modern market. Not that this is old, but in today's market, the last couple of years, everybody and their brothers adopted it. Coachmen was doing it way before anybody else, though. Now, moseying back here into the bathroom, you saw there's a lot of leg room in front of that toilet there if you're tall like me. And we've got an upgraded fan here. I'm talking all the time about like those Hangs Vortex fans. That's what I'm talking about right there. What I like about those, they do not require you to remove the factory vent housing, which is what like a Max Air fan does. They just install inside the existing factory, enclosure effectively. It's way less money. It's way less invasive. It is something that works very nicely for my preferences. Now, when we slide over here into the bathroom, you notice these two vents. That is the back of the refrigerator in the camp kitchen. It has to be able to breathe somewhere. This is all the outside kitchen. And above that, it is just an insane amount of space. Now, during the quarantine phase, you would have been just buying the toilet paper and getting the rest of the RV for free, right? Wait a minute. It's a Muppet. It's a Muppet! Hey everybody, I'm Mr. Toilet. I don't take no crap from you. It's a Muppet. It's a Muppet. I deeply apologize for that scene right there. I've been working a lot of extended hours, grinding really hard, and just the most random things trigger some pretty strong emotions, guys. I guess I was feeling some Jim Henson Muppet Babies right there. Just really hit me right in the feels. Anyway, man, that is a big table over there. Now, again, this is mostly a 1 or 2 person camper, so just a couple simple little curtains to privatize the bed space up there. That TV, by the way, can spin around into the bedroom, which is very cool. Bluetooth DVD player, which actually for a little camper like this, you get off grid, might be nice. This is kind of interesting. So there's always been storage under this bed. But when this was built, it did not have those struts. What's funny is the previous owner probably put the original little backbreaker wafer of death blue mattress on this thing that first came with it from the factory, because those struts are so strong, like they were rated for a heavier mattress, that if you push this down, it just folds right back up, which is kind of cool, because if you do decide you want to upgrade to something bigger, there you go, you know. Now, I realized I actually almost just totally skipped past the kitchen space here, so pardon me. Ooh, I like that double set of USB plugs up in that little, you see that little shelf alcove right there? Cool little phone charging station. Where do I want to start? You know what? Let's actually start right there. Let's start looking around. I noticed that there's some odds and ends left over in this trailer. They were probably some things specific to this camper for this owner right here. But overall, I see a couple little cleaning supplies and things like that. I see a couple little maintenance odds and ends. Whoever owned this, they were on it. They were all over this thing and just totally on top of it. By the way, here's a handy little pro tip for you, and I swear I'm not going to burst into another Muppet song today. Anyway, I'll promise that only for one day. So there's a little bit of carpeting in the dinette slide. Get one of those plastic, like, computer chair rolling mats, cut it to size, and then, like, unscrew those bases, put the plastic stuff down, screw the bases back down on top of it, and voila, carpetless slide system. Now, closing the slide here for road mode. It's restrictive-ish, and here's what I mean by that. When you travel, it's actually recommended that you don't leave tables like that in the up position. You should travel with that table down, or you could maybe put the table on top of the mattress or under the mattress in the bedroom area, just to kind of keep it out of the way or something to keep it from banging around. If you do that, if you put it down or get it out of the way, you can do the Luke knee walker. You can slide around the slide here. It's tight, but you can get back there. It's, that extra 6 inches in the 7.5 wide body really help compensate for the really big slide that they put into this thing, which really helps compensate for the 6 inches of lost body space. Like, you get it. Like, the one helps make up for the other, and there's just one little thing that you can potentially do here, but some people don't care about travel access, some people do. I just try to show you. And once again, this is a small, light, solid little tower and goer right here. 7.5 wide. It's just on its own, it doesn't really appear that much smaller. When you see it parked next to something else, you immediately go, oh yeah, okay, now I see. Not to mention, I think the total exterior height on this is under 10 feet. Because it's so small, because it's so lightweight, they were actually able to build this one on a smaller chassis, which keeps the whole thing hugging a little bit lower to the ground, which it definitely can make or break the difference for things like, parking in a barn or garage doors or something like that, depending on the size. And look how nicely finished off that big full pass-through is. Slam latches, magnet holdbacks, protected piano hinges on those as well. That's one of the things. It's the phrase I use all the time on Apex, whether it's in this generation or the brand new ones, is they're simple where they could be. Simple where they should be. There we go. And fancy where they could be. They're just very smart. They never go. They never really step out of line. They know their role and they stay in their lane very nicely. I really like, though, one place they did really invest is a nice outside camp kitchen. But one of the other easily missed qualities on that is because the RV is a little bit closer to the ground, that sink, which is a real sink that goes into the holding tank, by the way, it's easier to reach. So many of these sinks, I swear, they're always like nipple high. Have you ever noticed that, especially on fifth wheels? Because fifth wheels just sit so darn tall. Well, even as a taller person, I don't exactly like washing my hands directly up by my face. That's why I don't have, 5-foot countertops in my bathroom at my house. You see where they added the bathroom vent cover there? And look at that left clearance light. This RV wasn't built with a specific thing I could point at and say, look, it's backup camera prepped. But that's just a little marker light adapter kit right there. Every RV is basically backup camera ready. The only difference is which mount do you want. Sometimes it's a little more obvious than others. Now, this is an Azdel using product. At the time this was made, they were using it directly under the fiberglass skin. The interior wall panel is still Luan. In the today's market, they're actually a double Azdel on the sidewalls inside, and out. Ooh, I missed that my first pass. I don't know how I missed that because it sticks out like a sore thumb. But, one time I missed an exit on a family trip. My wife was reading a book. She told me, hey, let me know when we pass such and such exit. And I just zoned out. I just started driving. Fast forward 3 hours later, the wrong way down the interstate. And we decided at that point we would trade responsibilities. Who's driving? So when you're ready, give us a call. Whether you need hitching, pieces, parts, you need a trade, you need it delivered, you need financing, you need hitching, all that stuff. We take care of all that for you. So take care, stay safe, have fun. Remember to subscribe, everyone.